We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
Welcome, coming to you live from the studios of LA Talk Live in sunny Los Angeles, California. This is Alayna's Beauty Talk and more, and I'm your host, Alayna. We're here to talk about beauty and more in all its expressions every Wednesday at noon Pacific time. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. This is Alayna's Beauty Talk and more on LA Talk Live. We're more than just talk.
Searching love, I found it. Ended up with my heart and soul. About time that you know. If you just believe and see like I see, you'll know that the world is yours to own. Just follow my lead beyond material things. It's time to let you know you're better than beautiful.
Women now make up 37% of the workforce, changing their role forever.
Harvard Medical School has now opened its doors to new female applicants.
The first woman is now in space.
The majority of last year's doctorate degrees were earned by women.
We've come so far, but our news is changing for the worse. More women die from heart disease and stroke than men, even though it can be prevented. Make a change at GoRedForWomen.org today. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the American Heart Association's Go Red for Women.
Do you or does someone you know have sickle cell disease? Have you heard about the EPIC study? It's an international research study evaluating an investigational drug aimed at shortening the duration of painful crisis. And with over 50 sites in the U.S., there may be a site near you. To learn more and to find out if the EPIC study is right for you, visit www.theepicstudy.com.
I lost 4.5 inches on my waist. I went down 2 loops on my belt. I've lost 10 pounds.
Hi, I'm Michael Carson, America's Fitness Coach. Here to teach you how to burn body fat with every meal in only seconds a day. Fit in Seconds is a video workout program designed to accelerate your metabolism, resulting in burning fat with every meal. My Fit in Seconds video workouts will train your metabolism to use food as fuel, not as storage.
With Fit in Seconds, I lost 27 pounds and 5 inches off my waistline.
It's time to get fit in seconds.
Welcome back to Alayna's Beauty Talk and more. This is going to be a really amazing show. I have 2 great guests here. One was a guest on a previous show, and I thought she was so terrific. I asked her to come back to help, do another show because she has such amazing ideas. She is a life coach. I think we'll just leave it at that. And
Yes.
you can, I can say the word transformational life coach, which I think is a great word.
Mm-hmm.
So sitting next to me is Adey. Am I saying it right? Adey Jones.
Yes, Adey Jones. Close enough.
Okay, well, I'm not from London, so I don't have that same accent. And then she's brought in amazing guests. So why don't you come up to the mic and kind of say hi, give a little background about yourself, and then introduce your guest.
Okay, wonderful. Well, my name is Adey Jones, and as Alayna said, I'm a life coach, and I've studied for about 6 years, and I love it. I've been life coaching for about 10 years now, and everything about it, it's definitely my life's passion. It's something that as you get older, it grows with you. You have more experience and more compassion and love to share and more wisdom. And this is my friend Debi Carlin Boyle, and she is an exercise, fitness exercise. Well, why don't you describe yourself?
Well, personal trainer and
Personal
fitness instructor. Mm-hmm. And thank you. And also, help with inspiration with my clients and help get them back on track and help them realize that, it's never too late to get started.
It's never too late.
Mm-hmm.
But what we're really here to talk about in the theme of the show, which is going to run through the whole show today, is reinventing yourself after 50. That's the definite theme, because I'm all about reinventing yourself. I can't even tell you how many times I've had to do it. And I probably am not done yet. I'm kind of hoping I am, but I know I'm not. So it's really talking about that, because some people are so afraid to step outside their comfort zone. And you both were forced into really reinventing yourselves after 50, or even maybe a little bit before. You want to tell your story?
Well, yeah, I mean, reinventing myself is my life story too. I've done it many, many times, but I think the big one for me was just finding myself divorced at 52 and having to earn an income, really get out there in the world. While I was married, I was a painter. I was obviously a stay-at-home mother, which I loved. I was a Pilates teacher. I did many different things. But when I was 52, I really had to get out there in the world and be viable and make money. And but I say it was the best thing that ever happened to me. And 5 years ago, I would have said it was the worst thing that ever happened to me. But now it definitely was a catalyst for me to find out who I really am and my strengths and just everything about it. I really thoroughly see it as something.
Is that when you started going into life coaching?
No, I actually went into life coaching about 10 years ago. I've always been interested in self-improvement and really understanding why we're here, why we're on the planet, why we draw in the challenges we draw in, and what we learn from those. And I just think that life is a classroom, and that's always been my attitude. And but life coaching, I'd wanted to either, when I was a child, I wanted to be a psychotherapist or an artist. And I'd done the art, and I was a little old to go back to school to be a psychotherapist, so I went into coaching. But as I said, I've taken numerous courses with different facilities. And
were most of them online?
No, some of them were online and some of them were experiential, where we would get together in a classroom for 3 days once a month, and other ones were online. And again, gathering, the Debi Ford I mentioned before, we would meet every few months. But we had this global classroom. I mean, people from all over the world would wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and call in from, everywhere, like Japan, China, the Middle East, Denmark, Australia, Britain. It was incredible. So it was, very, very interesting, and something that I continue to be very interested in. It's definitely my life's passion.
And then on top of that, you were still raising your boys.
Definitely. Well, that comes into it. I mean, being a mother and then a single mother and the challenges that brings up, that's again more fodder to help other people with. I mean, part of my coaching is a reinvention for sure, but definitely it's relationship, divorce, children, raising children, and a shadow work, as I mentioned before. That's the stuff that I learned with Debi Ford. That's all about embracing every single aspect of yourself and just total self-acceptance and really just loving who you are and knowing that every part of you is an integral part of you, even if it's the stuff that we think is not so nice. So.
Yeah. But we get over that as we get older.
We do, I know.
I've noticed that.
I know. I remember reading somewhere that the benefit of menopause is you gain a backbone. And that certainly applied for me, so...
And your story, Debi?
Well, similar to Dell's in the respect that, if I go way back, I met and subsequently 8 years later married my college sweetheart. And, we started a life together, and I got into the film industry right away in the television commercial end. And I was I worked my way into being a television commercial producer, and my ex-husband and I, our careers overlapped. So when we started to have children, I realized being a commercial producer was a 24/7 job. And I was now a mother of 2 little girls. And that's a 24/7 job, as we know. So I realized something had to give, and we made a decision early on. At that point, I'd already had a career for several years, and he was doing well. So we made a decision that I would step back and only produce for him. And when that happened, I had been exercising all along. It was a passion of mine to stay fit and to feel good because there were a lot of benefits that came from exercise. And I was at a gym working out, taking spin classes back around 22 years ago when they first came out. And I was asked whether or not I'd be interested in teaching a class because I was such a devotee of the class. And I said, absolutely. She said, if you get certified, I'll put you on the schedule. I got certified one day and started teaching the next. And within 3 months of teaching, people would come up to me after class and ask if I could help them out in the gym and help them understand weight training. And even though I was training myself and had personal trainers on and off throughout, I didn't understand, enough, and I wasn't educated enough to train them. So I went back to school for like 3 months, and I got a certification, and I learned everything about personal training, including nutrition. And I started to train those people that asked me, and then friends told friends, and before I knew it, I was at people's homes in Malibu, and I was helping people at the gyms that I was working at and teaching classes throughout Malibu in the Santa Monica and Palisades area.
And you're still doing that now?
And I'm still doing that today. And then about 4 years ago, my world came tumbling down. My husband and I parted after 35 years together.
Wow.
And my backbone really fell at that moment. And to be honest, I just didn't know what life was like to make decisions on my own, to navigate financially. I was in trouble because there was a financial situation that was helped end our marriage. And so suddenly I was faced with things that we did. We made decisions as a couple. I was suddenly faced to make these decisions on my own, and I didn't quite know how to do that. And I have to say, there was a good 9 months where I was numb, and I was in shock. And slowly but surely, I realized I had a lot of love and support around me, my friends, my clients, my kids, my family, and I could do this. And I took my passion and my business started. I just decided that I needed to be positive about every step it was taking, that I needed to see a future, and I needed to take a step every single day towards it. And what I had been working on for many years was a TV show that I wanted to do for women. At that time, I was calling it Every Woman, because every woman, we really have a lot of the same issues we talk about. We want to know, what's menopause? What do I do before, after? What's prevention? So I thought, I don't know these answers, but if I could get them, perhaps I could interview people that have the answers to all the little bits and pieces and put it on the air. So I was working on that, and then everything kind of fell apart. And then I needed to start building the blocks back again. And I did, slowly but surely. And things have just started to take off in the last couple of years, and it's a really positive time for me, and I feel like I've taken those steps and I'm actually getting somewhere now. And I'm sharing information, and I'm doing my series as a web series and filming pieces bit by bit, and I've got a website now, and I
was on that today.
Oh, thank you. Yes, it's I do blogs, so I write about issues that I think are pertinent.
You tweet
all the time. Yes, it's a new thing for me. It's all new, but social media is very important, as we know, and so since February that all of this has started.
So it's not even a year.
No, not my website's brand new, and so we're going to start putting live action interviews on there that I'm doing, just segment based on health and fitness.
And give out your website, and I'll have you give out yours.
FitByDesignLA.com.
Okay, I think I was kind of talking over you. Say it again.
FitByDesignLA.com.
Okay. And what's yours?
Mine
is yours too.
Oh, mine's very easy. It's my name, Del Adey Jones. That's DELADEYJONES.com.
Yeah, so both of you have really gone through total reinvention. That's hard. It's really hard.
It's hard.
But it's actually kind of fun once you get past the really horrible stage.
Yeah.
You just have to really push yourself.
It's so exciting to me. I mean, I have to say it's rewarding and exciting. Once I'm an avid reader, and one of the things that I think really helped me is reading a lot of self-help books. When you see that you're not alone and that other people are going through the same thing, you tend to sort of not, you tend to feel, like you said, either whether it's family or friends, somebody that loves you and supports you. But a good book. I remember reading Susan Jeffers' Feel the Fear, but Do It Anyway, because I thought everybody else that was doing things didn't have fear, and I was the only one that had fear. And then I realized,
oh no,
what a novel concept. You can feel the fear, but do it anyway. And that was a great, great book for me. And then another one, James Hollis, Through the Dark Wood, Finding Meaning in the Second Half of Life. That's like a Bible to me. I listen to it on tape again and again and again. And he's just has the most beautiful, soothing voice. He's a PhD and a Jungian psychologist. And he just made it sound so exciting that I definitely felt hopeful. I felt that it just really, I felt alive. And also he talks a lot, which is fascinating to me, that in the second half of life, mostly the first half, you're sort of living it for somebody else, whether it's for your parents' ideal of what you should be doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or your spouse or your children. And sometimes these situations, be it through death of your parents, death of a spouse, or divorce, or your children, leaving home, and the empty nest syndrome, that often this is just the time where we really get to sit back and go, what do I want? What's the qualities that I want in my life? And I just find it so exciting. It's like I feel like a child.
I know you're glowing as you're talking about this. It's so fun to watch you.
It is. It's just, it's like at the end of every day when I see an obstacle that I've been able to overcome that I would have been afraid of during my first half of my life.
Yeah, so that's what I want people to that are listening to us or watching us. Maybe, that you can go out and reinvent yourself.
Absolutely.
And it's fun.
It's so fun.
It is really fun.
Yeah, it is.
It may not be at the beginning, but you have to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And you may have to change halfway through, too. Some things that you think you want, you get to that place and it's, no, this isn't it.
Yeah, that's what I do a lot. Is I really focus when I coach people. It's like, what are the qualities you want? Just rather than what's the end goal, but what are the qualities? Are you looking for freedom? Are you looking for excitement, for creativity, for security? Ask yourself all these questions, and then you can begin. The sort of outcome starts to unfold. You don't have to sit there and go, what do I need to be, or what's the next step I need to take? I mean, just take it slowly. Take baby steps.
And you can really reinvent yourself at any age.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah. I just came... Oh, sorry. You...
I was just going to say that sometimes I think age is a block, but it's just a number. And I've had many clients say, well, I'm too old for that, or not this time in life. And I really think that's a block. And that's a block that can be, in which I'm sure you help coach people with that. Mm-hmm. And I try to help them, from the physical and nutritional sense so they stay healthy, but that they can really reach a goal if they they think about it differently from the get-go. Mm-hmm. And they don't think, oh, I'm too old, or
You're never too old.
Never too old. Never.
I was just telling Debbie before we came in, I've just got back from England. That's why I'm slightly jet lagged here. But visiting my family, and I was saying that my mother is 89 and she still runs her own business. And then we went to visit my auntie who is 97 and who still lives alone in a 2-story house, and she gets in her little car and bombs around. And it's just, I look at them, and my grandmother, their mother, was 102 when she died. And
so
again,
you got longevity.
That's why I'm excited, because I just sit here and think, wow, I've got at least another 50 years to go. And so, that's how I feel. And that's 50 years of creating. And I do a lot of vision work. And
do you do vision boards?
I do vision boards, but I also do, I write intentions every single day. I write an intention for what I want my day to look like.
So, okay. Finish your thought, and then I want to ask you a question.
Okay. And I also, I do broader visions of in every area of my life, I write what we call an ideal scene or a living vision for how it is, like it exists already. And these are just little tools I use, and I look back over the years and I'm amazed